Law number 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This is one of the most important laws from the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene, and for a very good reason. In the social realm, the people we know can usually fall into three main categories: acquaintances, friends, and enemies. We usually don't have much to worry about as far as the acquaintances are concerned. These are people that we generally work or collaborate with, or people whom we do not have a much deeper connection with. Now, our close friends, on the other hand, are usually quite dear to us, especially if those friends have been with us through thick and thin. Intense shared experiences can create a strong emotional bond that can seem so strong that one cannot think about being betrayed or abandoned by that close ally. But often what people fail to notice is that the strong emotional connection isn't quite the same on the both sides. In the mid-9th century, a young man named Michael assumed the throne of the Byzantine Empire. At that point, he literally felt like a sheep surrounded by wolves ready to devour him. He felt alone and couldn't trust anyone, definitely not his uncle Bardas, who was at the head of the conspiracy to depose Michael's mother, Empress Theodora. In such time of peril, he needed someone he could trust as a counselor, and his thoughts turned to his one best friend, Basilius. He was the son of a peasant and had once saved Michael's life. However, the inexperience went way too far in trusting his friend, investing in him to the point that Basilius not only lost all respect for him, but murdered his own best friend to take the throne. Never put too much trust or lose yourself to a friend. They will easily lose respect for you, and you will only end up with a spoiled ingrate. Friends can also be easily aroused to envy, something you may not find out until the day it actually manifests itself into something ugly, like Michael's head embedded on the spear of Basilius. I want you to take a deep look into your friendships. Why are you friends with this or that person? What is it that you get out of that friendship? Well, chances are you're friends with them because you can relate to them in a very good way. You have shared experiences, know each other's secrets, are dedicated to some common goal or cause, and so on. But if you're friends with someone because you need something from them and they need something from you, then it is not a friendship, but a value-based relationship. And the two should never coincide with each other, meaning that it is better not to be friends with whom you have a value-based relationship and vice versa. Suppose you have a close friend of yours, and you two decide to start a company together. A few months into it, and you see him slacking off and not doing anything. You suddenly realize that your good old friend has had some not so attractive qualities that were hidden from you before. But now both of you will have to deal with this. You can no longer keep the friendship, or you will ruin the partnership. Of course, there are some exceptions, but only in the case where the value-based relationship can serve as a basis for a more calibrated form of friendship. But that too has its limits. On the other hand, in friendship, when one person succeeds or improves their life in some way, it is inevitable that the other friend will feel envious if they have not been able to catch up to their level. This, however, doesn't always happen, since usually there is an upward pull associated with a group of friends in which one or more friends have good habits or healthy ambition, which are contagious. Whereas a spoiled friend expects more and more favors and seethes with jealousy, a former enemy expects nothing, and by even a little bit of goodness, you can completely turn the whole dynamic around. If you do this the right way, your former enemy can become one of your most loyal and trusted ally. They can only assume that they misjudge you initially, but now they're actually getting to know you better. Your goodness can only seem more real since it wasn't expected. This dynamic, however, can only work for enemies that have either expected only the worst from you or an ideological fight with you. It won't work for those enemies that were your former friends and have been envious of you. It is always best to leave such enemies alone and let them stew in their own hatred. To benefit from your emotions as well as your friends, you must have enough skill to understand people on a deeper level along with their core values and what motivates them. In the words of Baltasar Gracian, A wise man benefits more from his enemies than a fool from his friends.